Hey everyone, thank you for joining us here on Tiger True Crime. I'm your host, Tyson Draper, and today we will be discussing and possibly learning of some new developments in the case of the missing woman from South Fork, Colorado, Marlena Mizell. If you guys are new to this case, I want to show you briefly some pictures. First of all, I hope everybody's doing good. Thank you guys for being here. And if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up because I don't want to have any issues. I'm using my new microphone. Can you guys hear me? Thank you, Mountain Mama Nirvana. Thank you. Bless you too. Can everybody hear me all right? Okay. Thank you, Lisa Marie and Sally Birch, Mister. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. We are talking about the case of Marlena Mizell out of South Fork, Colorado. And if you're not familiar with this case, you hopefully will be by the end of this discussion here today. But I do want to show you guys real quickly a picture of her. There she is with her grandkids, and I'm assuming great-grandma. She's also there in the picture. And this is a case that, to give you a little background, it's there, but because that's so small, I will just kind of give it to you in a nutshell. So basically what happened is Marlena Mizell, date of birth, March 2nd, 1971, was last seen leaving the Rainbow Lodge cabins in South Fork, Colorado, just before 12 noon on January 2nd, 2021. She has not been in contact with family or friends since. And as I showed you there, the picture of her, Mizell has brown hair, blue eyes. She's 5'1", 5 foot 1 inch is tall, and weighs 140 pounds, and was last seen wearing black pants and a black shirt. Now, as I mentioned before, when I brought the daughters on here, and I think Megan Butler, the property manager of the cabins there where she was staying, she was in the chat, and she said that she saw her leaving the property there on this date at this time in a blue Ford Focus hatchback. And I'll show you that in a minute. The vehicle had a Texas license plate number of NMK6052. And according to Butler, Mizell drove off right before noon, and she was unsure which way her vehicle traveled as it approached Highway 160. But she said that she recognized Marlena's car and that it was definitely her behind the wheel as the car exited the Rainbow property. Now, according to Marlena's daughters, Sarah and Megan, whom are both living in Texas, Butler was reportedly the last person to see her, and she's not been heard from since. So under what appear to be strange circumstances, Marlena's phone later pinged at an unusual location near Dulce, New Mexico, which is a very desolate and barren part of the country. And I'm going to be showing a map later on in the show. The daughters did tell us previously that they're not sure why their mother's phone would ping out there. And they have repeatedly said that there's no reason her mom would be so far off the beaten path unless it was against her will. So a full-blown search for Marlena Mizell has been initiated and carried out by law enforcement, including South Fork Police Department and CBI. However, there have been some inclement weather here and there that's kind of pounded the area in recent weeks. But the search continues. Now, what I'd like to do, as promised, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to, excuse me for 1 second, I got to close this. I would like to bring on the daughters now. Without further ado, I'm going to bring on Sarah and Megan, the daughters of Marlena Mizell. So let's give them a great big welcome here. Hi, guys.
Hey, everyone.
Hi. Thank y'all for coming.
Yeah, we've got a pretty good crowd here today. It's good to see you guys.
Yeah, it's good to see y'all, and just know that people are listening right now. It means a lot to us.
Yeah, for sure. So welcome to our show. We talked earlier in the day, and we talked about maybe doing a recap of the case, but also there might be some developments in the case. But I don't know exactly what you guys want to say, and I will kind of let you dictate the conversation here. So without further ado, guys, let me go ahead and give you guys the floor. What would you like to say here today?
So I just kind of want to start off, we both do, just with kind of like a summary of the days leading up to our mom's disappearance. You know, those of you who don't know, my son and I, my little boy who's 5, were actually up at the Rainbow Lodge for Christmas this past Christmas, and probably one of the best Christmases I've ever had with my mom. When we pulled up, she was crying and hugging us and just so happy. And we left on the 26th of December, so the day after Christmas. We drove back to Texas, and when I spoke to her on the 2nd, she was packing and cleaning, and that's the last day that she was ever seen. When my sister and I finally got the chance to go down there from all of the funds that were donated to us, we arrived in South Fork, Colorado, the 13th of January, and we sat down with the South Fork Police Department and CBI, Greg Slater and Chris. During that time, yeah, well, Corporal Hart was in the room, but Chief Weber was not there in the room, although he was in the building. During that time, we discovered from Corporal Hart that he had not even gotten out of his truck and looked over the mountainside or done really any thorough investigations or interviews. As you can imagine, we were pretty devastated by that, and immediately that same night, the 13th of January, we began searching in the car, on foot, anywhere that we could possibly think with the evidence that we had already. And one of those spots, we actually thought we found her car. And during that time, with all of the emotions, it was dark. We couldn't see down the mountain completely, but we had a flashlight, and we were very certain there was something there. However, when we called to get South Fork help, Corporal Hart, who was the lead investigator at the time, denied us of the help. He did not even want to get out of bed and come meet us there. So we did call 911. And
this is after driving for, hours and hours that day back and forth on 160. So if you're not familiar with that area, that is where the mountainsides are. The whole way from South Fork to Pagosa, just to give you an idea, those are where you can literally just fall right off and just, so it's common, and many wrecks have happened in those exact spots over there. And so we were driving on our way back. So we had already driven to Pagosa, to New Mexico. Didn't we go there that day? Partly. Okay.
Yeah. Sarah.
Well, and then came back, and that's when we got out and stopped.
Sarah, do you mind if I pull up a map here as you guys are explaining this?
Yeah, I'm a very visual person, and I know people all live there.
Okay.
So it just helps to kind of give them an idea of the area. We were searching, Texans, just FYI, that do not do that kind of stuff.
Yeah, let me just pull up a map here. It's going to take me a second to get it, but that way they can kind of see where you're talking about. So
I just read a question from Teresa, I believe. How far is the Mexico border? It's at least 2 hours from South Fork, but where her phone was tracked, it was around 2.5 hours away. But that was nowhere near where the car was found. And we'll get to that in a little bit.
All right, Sarah and Megan, can you guys see the map on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in there and I'm going to zoom in and kind of, you give us an idea, give me an idea, and I'll kind of follow along with where you're talking about.
Okay,
here, so.
thank you.
Yeah.
All right, yep. So I'm going to start out right here at South Fork. So if I zoom in all the way, it'll go all the way to where your mom was last seen at Rainbow Lodge. There it is. Okay, so where are we from there?
So go down 160, headed towards Pagosa. Stop at Wolf Creek Pass, right under the tunnel. Right past the tunnel, off
where Wolf Creek passes.
Okay, let me see if I can. It's going to be right around in here somewhere.
Yeah.
it's near
Okay.
Fox Mountain.
It's actually down a little further south. I
Okay.
think.
Here's Wolf
Past
Creek.
the-
Wolf Creek ski area right here.
Yeah, past the ski area.
Okay.
Right where that little curvy part is. You see
Right
that
here.
little
Right here.
Yeah, whatever they call that,
Yeah.
safety pin equip.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's see how the mountain slides right there.
Yep. I know exactly where that is. There's a little waterfall and stuff right up in here.
Crazy
Yeah.
thing is, a lot of people knew exactly where that was because they've recently found other vehicles in that exact spot.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we kind of got our bearings about us. Now go ahead and continue if you don't mind.
When we called 911 because South Fork wouldn't come help us, there was a trooper by the name of Corporal Hansey that showed up with others. And when they shined their light down there, they immediately thought it was a vehicle as well. And he jumped down the mountain probably a good 400 feet or more.
No questions asked. Just thought there was lights or what looked like lights, and he just hopped right down it. I mean,
okay, so let me make sure I understand. So as we're coming down and we loop around here, tell me when to stop. About where were you guys at this time?
I can't tell where the little pass is, but
we were on the round curve, and there's a runaway truck ramp that's right across from where we were.
Right here. That's right here.
So we were probably down where that loop was, right around there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we bring this up is because when I got a phone call on the 20th of February, so just a few days ago, Chief Weber informed me that a skier found the vehicle, and he told me where it was, and he told me not to release that information to anybody.
And he called me and said the same thing as well.
So we did not. The only person we told was our Mimi, which is our mom's mom, of course.
Because we were trying to respect them and the fact that it was possibly still an open investigation.
Right. However, 2 days later, we read a news article that Weber had published with Lindsay Farrell from the South Fork Times. And in that article, it says the general area where the car was found. It says the car was nowhere near the phone where the phone was tracked or pinged. And further information in that article that he did not ask our permission for.
And that also was released in the article that I read, because it was on multiple different, pages by then, they're just feeding off each other's information that they thought was, able to release. Well, the place that I read said that it even told them that there was no body found. So there was no tape around this area. There was you can't trespass. There was nothing where no one could come, even being in a criminal investigation. And we were also told in a nice way, basically, to keep our mouths shut. So then this gets out by the person that tells us
this gets out to the public. And like my sister was saying, there's no crime scene tape. Nobody has recovered the vehicle. It's open to the public. Anybody who wants to get there and destroy criminal information and tamper with evidence is able to. And that's why we were so upset when we discovered that information, because it wasn't until the next day, the 23rd, that people were getting out there to actually go down. But I do want to mention, I spoke with Trooper Hansey on the 22nd, and it was 7:00 at night. We spoke on the phone for 35 minutes because he is a part of this investigation now, as a state trooper and whatnot.
But for the record, the same guy that we said was from Pagosa that was up there on the National Forest didn't have any idea, was going off the same information. He knew 100% about pings. He knew the area. He hunts in the area. I didn't take note of this. I remember that guy for a reason, because we saw him out there on his free time with his job, not even in his control, or like he wasn't part of the case necessarily.
But he cared. He genuinely cared.
He was out there and searching where the areas where he could. So
wow. Okay. So just as a recap, I want to go over this again just to make sure I understand, because I'm blown away here. I mean, I've heard some wild stories, but you're telling me that they told you guys not to tell anybody, and then they turn around and go tell the newspaper.
2 days later, it was published. So he must
Okay.
have been talking to them.
and we didn't get word of anything so far, at least not first, from any police force.
Yeah.
We got word first from the community or from a maintenance man at a ski resort.
Wow. So a skier actually located the car and then told somebody there at the resort or whatever, somewhere around there, and then that person was the one that contacted you. So you guys didn't you didn't hear initially from law enforcement?
And we didn't hear and they told us, because of all the stuff that we were doing and everything, working hard out there when we could, and then we had our people out there that we connected with, AK and Gonzo, that have been traveling all around those areas searching for us. But they told us they would tell us immediately as soon as they found something. I didn't get a call until like 7 or something that night. Megan probably didn't get called till that night either. Right?
Chief Weber called me around 5 Saturday, the 20th.
And then calls me 2
and
hours
told
later.
me that, but the article was published the 22nd, but he told me to keep it quiet. But he did not inform her family, her immediate family. He wasn't even going to tell my sister, but I asked him specifically to call her because I was trying to have a normal life with my 5-year-old son at Urban Air, like trying to just be a mom still.
Right.
And I was sitting in the car with my family whenever he called at 7 something, with my entire family, had to jump out of the car in a panic because I wasn't told immediately. I was waited until to the end of the day. And then honestly, I don't know if I would have gotten a call if my sister didn't tell him to.
She wouldn't have.
That is terrible, guys. And I am so sorry to hear that. I mean, I can't even imagine, hearing it that way and having just so much lack of professionalism, lack of communication, lack of respect. That really infuriates me. And I'm sorry that you guys are going through that. That's terrible.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was just going to finish saying what I was talking about when I called Corporal Hansey at 7 o'clock on the 22nd. He was not aware of the article at all. Chief had actually told me that the troopers did not want him to even tell us or anybody, but he was not aware that Chief had, assisted in publishing that article. He told me that, because I asked him a lot of questions, that she was involved, and he said that there is going to be an accident reconstructor, I guess, that will try to get information to provide how, the car went off the mountain like it did. They're trying to retrieve information from the vehicle itself to determine more and investigate that. They still are treating this like a criminal case.
Well, okay, let me say something real quick, Megan, because right there, that's going to be a big question that a lot of people are going to have. So you're saying they're treating it like a criminal investigation, but you're telling me that car's just sitting out there with nobody guarding it. There's no crime tape around it or anything like that. It's just
our guys went out there for us. They were basically harassed. Even though AK and Gonzo were harassed by, I guess, some of the agents or whatever, asking them why they were down there and this and that. And we told them because they've been working on this case the whole time.
Well, and when you release an article,
we needed people,
public.
right. And other people were going to be down there snooping around and stuff. And honestly, like they've been doing everything. They have a right to be there. And we knew.
And we trust them to keep an eye out and not get too close.
They were going to give us the information that we deserve to have because that's our mother. So they were doing everything for us and even risking their own selves on the lines out there. And the most messed up part of this thing is why we mentioned the barrel is because that was a mile from our mom. A mile.
While I was at work yesterday, I received a text message from Megan Butler with information she had heard. And I was at work. The second I saw that, I called her. And she told me that the maintenance employee at the ski resort heard on the police scanner that her body was found.
And they won't let us see her because they still need to identify it. And we had to be called by a coroner, and no one answered us when all we asked for them is to identify or say confirm or deny if someone was found. And no one called, and they had every excuse to give to us.
Nobody called us.
Oh my, I'm dizzy, or like we didn't have service. You had service enough to call about the guys that are actually helping, because they called me and attacked me because our guys were down there. And then 3 hours later, they find her and don't tell us.
And I just want to say also, on the 13th, when we sat down with Corporal Hart at South Fork Police Department and CBI, Slater and Chris, we specifically asked them, do not call us and tell us when or if you find her body. You need to tell us to be on the first plane over there. That's all we had. That's all we wanted, was for at least them to tell us the right way.
They'll tell the community that there's a body that's been found, but they couldn't call us.
They're already working on articles right now to get that released. And I still,
but it's only been a couple days since we even found out about the car. We didn't even have time to talk to anybody or even each other. And we live in the same town. But this is just not okay. And they were trying to bring up laws of like the coroner's supposed to tell and this and that kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's not true, because y'all told us from the beginning that as soon as you find something, you would tell us. And if people at a ski resort and others are already hearing about it, and we're hearing it from them first
over a text message,
then I think it's a little okay to tell the daughters that were out there searching themselves and have been the only reason that they have even kept this open.
We were 1 mile away from our mother's body, and not one person from the South Fork Police Department or anyone even offered to get drones up off the mountain, even though they had suspected she could have wrecked.
I begged and pleaded. I begged and pleaded that first week. I said, please, I don't care if y'all don't find nothing, but it's not a person going out there. It's just a drone. Like, what's it going to hurt? And I told them that multiple times. What's it going to hurt? And I've said that on here too. I said, what would it hurt for them to do that, just to check? But they let her sit there because they didn't want to take a machine out. Now, our guys tried to help in any way they possibly could, in the legal ways that they possibly could. But nobody even wanted to take a machine in this area where they know that all of these cars go off.
Yeah. Well, you guys, I'm pretty speechless right now. I didn't know. I didn't know. This is the first time. So it's news to me. It's news to the subscribers, and I'm so sorry.
We wanted to be at this day because we didn't get the right to find out about her first. And there's already people exploding this all over the place. We want to be the ones.
We're her daughters. We don't want some person who doesn't even know her releasing an article without asking us.
And then we had to find out
just for a story.
Megan actually looked up what the coroner rules are, or like how you go about telling your family.
Like the obvious things.
And it wasn't being called by just, a random guy we've never met that we can't sit down at. They usually ask you to try to come there or something, or even provide the way for you to.
I mean, I'm finding out at work
on the phone
as a single mom, through a text message.
Anyways, this isn't meant to necessarily be a rant video, But there's a reason why there's people like the ones that have helped us out there. While there's Tyson, while there's AK, while there's Godzo, while there's these other people in the community that do the job that they do. And that's because others are not. And we needed help. And are they down there and they're doing everything they can now? Yes. And we are so grateful for that.
Yeah.
But they should have listened to us from the beginning.
Yeah, they should have. And I agree. I saw somebody comment over here a while ago that proper protocol was definitely not followed. And this is awful, guys. I'm really just at a loss for words. And all I can say is I'm just really, really sorry that it's come to this. But more importantly, I'm so sorry about your mom. I'm so sorry. I was hoping there would be a different outcome. But that's, when we get involved in these cases, we get emotionally invested, every single one of us. And I feel the pain. I really do. I can't even imagine.
Especially when they tell you that the reason why we're acting the way that we are, or why we needed the help that we did, is because we don't like the cops. I have really good friends here that are cops. I know really good people, and like the other guy that helped us, and all of those cops that are in New Mexico that would just at a snap were like, there's someone missing and it's someone's mom, and they did it. There is nothing to do with my opinion or biases towards that.
Right.
And that's how I was made to think or to be put at. And that's not right. It's that I don't respect people who have completely lost it. And I'm still trying to give them bits and pieces. And they just tear it apart. So I'm sorry. But
Sarah, I'm with you. And I'm sure every single person here and every person that's going to watch this video is going to agree with you, and it's not about being a cop hater or
bashing them or nothing.
No, not at all. It's a matter of not doing your job and taking a case seriously. And I kind of had that suspicion from the beginning, and that's why I wanted to do a second video, Megan, was because I wanted to paint a picture of who your guys' mom is and who she was. And because sometimes I think, unfortunately, in our society, some classes of people take precedence over others. And I'm not saying your mom was any lower class or anything.
You know exactly what you mean. Trust me.
And it's unfortunate because every human being should be equal, whether you're black,
because she wasn't
white,
a doctor or whatever. Well, she was the only foundation for our family, and she mattered.
I mean, we're scattering around to find family and help, and thank God we have church communities and other people and friends that have offered help. But that's because we only have a little family here and there that's been around, and most of that was our mom. Yeah. And so just to get down there to see her and to figure this out, we don't have her anymore to help.
Okay. This is by Beast Nation, GoFundMe info. I'm going to pull that up right now on the screen, guys. Marlena needs to go home to her family. Absolutely. Bear with me as I put their GoFundMe.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, Marlena, was it, did you say that you had one and then you switched it to another one or something? Or?
No, it's still the same. I just changed the name and picture so that it, made sense to the people that, knew coming into what the GoFundMe is for. Sorry.
Okay, here we go. So can you guys see it on the screen there now?
And
okay, so this is the GoFundMe for Marlena Mizell, and I also put it in the description of this video. You can see a link to it. Now, I don't know if the link is highlighted, guys. You might have to copy and paste it, but I'm going to go ahead again and post it on Twitter. I will post it. I will make a whole nother post in my community page about it. I will blast this GoFundMe out to the public the best I can. And I'm going to ask everybody that's here and everybody that sees this video, please go to Facebook. please go to Instagram. Please go wherever you can and share this with as many people as you can, where we can help these two young ladies bring their mother home.
And I did raise it a little bit because of everybody looking up expenses. I mean, the people that are helping us are even trying to help us look up that stuff, because we just don't have the mental energy to do all this stuff anymore.
Yeah.
So
well, we're here to help you.
we're
Here to help you. Thank you, Maui girl. There it is. Also, now again, I'm going to. Is that still sharing? Hold on one second. Okay.
Does she get it? Okay.
I'm sorry. I think I was still sharing that other thing. I thought I had deleted it, but there we go. Maui girl. Again, guys, if you have the opportunity to share it on Facebook, I'm not on Facebook. You guys know that know me, but I know a lot of you are. If you wouldn't mind sharing that for these two wonderful young ladies here, let's do what we can to help them. So, ladies, I had some other stuff that I wanted to go over, but I'm not sure at this stage that I want to keep you guys on here much longer. But I know that I had some questions in terms of where the phone pinged and everything like that. But I guess at this point, I mean, it's not that it's taken a back burner, but it kind of has, in light of them, finding your mom and stuff like that. So,
well, we would like to answer any questions that people have. I mean, these people have been supporting us the whole time, and they've treated us like family. So, if people have questions, then
okay,
we'd like to answer. And if you have something, then we'll answer what we can, anyways.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on. Is there anything else I can do for you guys, or do you care if we go over to the questions and see if there's anything else that we need to cover?
I don't know yet. No, we are having a visual ceremony that I was actually setting up, like in the middle of finding out this information. Ironically, my church asked me if we could do it on the 2nd.
That's her birthday.
I knew that was her birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Our Mimi is actually watching right now. That's her mom, and a couple other family members are actually on today. I forgot to mention that, but they're both very beautiful.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, ladies, and you guys hadn't told me that, and so that was the first time I heard it as well, and I was just it just totally sideswiped me, and it's really hard to try to even get out until your body really can't hold it in anymore, and that's kind of at the point we're at. We just absolutely
can't hold it in anymore. So
yeah. Well, let's go over here.
That's all we had on that. So
okay, well, I'll let you guys go, and you guys have my number. You have my information.
That was all that, just as far as I guess anything that we kind of had to say on the information. But yeah, if there was questions or whatever from someone else, then
okay. Well, I know they want to have an opportunity to just kind of send you guys their love, and let me. Yeah. Can you guys see the comments over there?
Yeah.
Okay, there's Gonzo. We'll start with him. Teresa Fountain. Thank you, Teresa. That's one of Suzanne Morphew's really good friends as well. So you got a lot of great people here that are supporting you. Gonzo, it's not too late to make it right for these girls. All the support and love. Stay strong. Much respect. Let's protect the integrity. So,
yeah.
I'm just curious, is Gonzo out in that area where the car is? Is he out there kind of protecting it or anything like that? Or
yeah, he was trying to get down as far as he could. He actually almost risked his own life one day when I was talking to AK, because it's a very dangerous area, but he had ropes. They were prepared. They knew they know what they're doing.
He had more rope than the roto feet than the rescue.
And he actually tried to offer it to them, and they denied any of his help. So, but he did get down as far as he could, and he wasn't messing anything up or anything like that. But he was trying to get as close as he could to, either try to take pictures or try to see if,
just of the outside.
if she was in the car, if that she was in the area. He just did whatever he could to do that. So
yeah, he's a great guy. Him and AK both, and this is a perfect opportunity for me to give them a shout out and tell those guys how much I love them and appreciate them. We've been doing this for a while, as you guys know, with the Suzanne Morphew case, and there's a lot of hate that's tossed around out there. There's a lot of evil in this world, as we've all found out, and we don't always get love, but these guys are deserving of a ton of love and a ton of support. They do great things out there, so I wanted to give them a shout out. So
yeah.
All right, let me go over here. AK and Gonzo. Gonzo, stay safe. Please text me, and I got some stuff I want to talk to you about, Gonzo, so please text me when you get a chance. Well, guys, I'm going to let you go because I know you probably got some things that you got to take care of and everything like that. But again, my condolences, my most sincere condolences go out to you guys, and my love. If you guys can please get me the information on the vigil, I would love to be there. I'll drive out to Texas, and is that where? So you guys are going to do it at your church there? Or?
Yeah, it's one that we kind of started going through too after COVID and all that. But it's a small church, and going to be COVID safe out of all times, whatever. But we're just, I just felt like I needed to do something, and I was, I feel like we were sitting in limbo for a long time, and
we were planning this before we.
My mom loved decorating and all that kind of stuff, and she loved feeling special, so I just wanted to do that.
Well, if you guys, I don't want to invite myself, but if you guys don't mind me being there, I did go to the Suzanne Morphew vigil.
We would love that. Anybody who's been
you're
supportive.
able to come, I don't know if you would be able to make it live for others. We're just sort of putting this together. We have friends and stuff that are helping us with a couple of things. But yeah, we'd love to have you there.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much. And again, just please reach out to this community if you guys need anything. Okay.
And as far as, I guess, the rest of what we're waiting for them to finish identifying and doing things, we'll update when we can, or I guess, whatever we can do in that area just to confirm, any other questions that anybody has. We're just still kind of waiting on them again,
they're performing an autopsy this week. So,
well, yeah, they're going to have their protocols that they go through. And I'm sure there's going to be 1,000,001 questions, as we go along here, but, there's going to be even more rumors, things like that. But you guys just need to buckle up and get ready for all this, and just know that you have a family here that loves you and supports you, and we will do anything we can to help. So
thank y'all.
Thank y'all, and thank y'all for all the prayers.
All right. You guys have a wonderful night, and we'll talk soon. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks, man.
All right. Bye-bye. All right, guys. So, in case you're just joining us, that was the daughters of Marlena Mizell, the missing woman from South Fork, Colorado. And if you haven't figured it out by reading the comments and everything by now, we got some devastating news that their mother was found and deceased in South Fork, Colorado, or the area near Wolf Creek Pass. And her car was also discovered. It was the blue 2012 Ford Focus hatchback. And according to the daughters, the car was found first. And then a short time later, I think she said about a mile away from the car, or a spot up there by the barrel, the mother was found deceased in that area. So once again, our hearts go out to those girls, Sarah and Megan. And I want you guys to do them a favor. I've said it, but I'm going to say it again. Please go over to GoFundMe. And if you're able to make a donation, please do it. And if you're not, then help in another way by sharing it out on social media to as many people as we can. Let's get Marlena home, give her the proper burial that she deserves. And let's buckle up and get ready to find out what happened and who is responsible for this horrendous situation that is heaped upon these girls. It's terrible. It's just absolutely heartbreaking. So what I'd like to do now, guys, is I would like to briefly go kind of show you the map. I had planned on doing that with the girls tonight, but I didn't think it was appropriate in hindsight. I'm probably screaming into the microphone. I'm sorry. I'm going to set that down there, but I'm going to show you guys kind of where this all started and where it took place. I know a lot of people had questions about it, so let me show you. Bear with me 1 second here. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go all the way back to where this all started. And it started at South Fork, Colorado, at a small place, a little lodge there called Rainbow Lodge. And it's going to be right here in this area somewhere. Now you can see why they call it South Fork, because right here they have a fork in the road, and you can go in all kinds of different directions, and that's why we didn't know which way her car went or which way she went or whatever. But as you look right here, you can see the South Fork Lodging Rainbow. So this is where their mother was living in one of these. I'm not sure which one it was, but it was one of these. Now, somewhere in here, the property manager lived, and it may have been right here in the center. I don't know. But anyway, as Marlena was leaving, she probably came onto this frontage road here, and it's anybody's guess what happened next from there. But apparently her car traveled down 160, went back towards Wolf Creek Pass. Now, let me zoom out so you can kind of get an idea of where we are here. So if you look to the east, you see Del Norte, and you can see that up towards this way is Salida. Right here, you can see Salida at the top of your screen. So I just wanted to show you in relation to where we've been searching for Suzanne Morphew. This is further south down here. And so anyway, I'm going to zoom back in and kind of take the little journey with you here that her car would have went down. So as she traveled up or down 160, I've been down this road many times. There's a ski resort in here. It's very mountainous. It's very high elevation. I believe it's over 10, maybe 11,000 feet. And there's a lot of switchbacks, as you can see right in here. I want to zoom in real quick to the little Fox Mountain ski area just to kind of give you guys an idea. I know that there's some tunnels up in there that have surveillance cameras. And I'm going to see if I can actually find out where they are, because that's going to be significant moving forward. I believe it's right here. I think that's it. Let me see. Oh, what is this? Okay, let's see. I think that's the tunnel right there. Yes, I think it's right in here, maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but I know there's some tunnels in there, and I know that they have surveillance cameras. And when I asked the girls the other day about those cameras, she was saying that law enforcement was telling them that they weren't working. But I don't believe that. I do not believe that. I just think that we don't have all the information yet. But anyway, I can't find that tunnel. But anyway, as she's traveling, her car is traveling down 160. We have a ski resort We have a lot of mountains, and it's a lot of twists and turns, as I said. Well, right in here, as you're getting ready to drop down into the valley of Pagosa Springs, as you can see, Pagosa Springs is a little further down 160. It's right here. So just above Pagosa Springs, right in here where this last big switchback is where they're telling me, in this area is where they made the gruesome discovery of Marlena Mizell's vehicle. And now we've also learned that her body was also found somewhere in this area here. So I just kind of wanted to give everybody a bird's eye view, just so we have an idea of where this all took place. I know if you're like me, we have a lot of visual learners. And, oh, there I am. So anyway, I'm going to go back to the comments here. I'm kind of speechless, guys. I feel like somebody just punched me in the stomach, to be honest with you. And I know there was people that sent in donations, and I don't know who it was at this time, but I want to say thank you. And I appreciate that. It helps if I end up traveling to Texas to go to the vigil to provide footage for you guys. This will definitely come in handy. So thank you guys for that. But more importantly, please donate your money to these girls and go to their GoFundMe. Not that I don't appreciate it. It's just that they need it more than I do right now. So I want to say I love you guys. I'll always say that. I don't care if you guys think it's weird. That's just who I am. And I want to say one more thing too in closing here. If you guys have any questions about what you read on Facebook, because I'm not on there, I got away from that cesspool. Facebook is nothing but a cesspool in my opinion. But if you have any questions about anything, please email me at t_draper100.com. Again, that's t_draper100 at hotmail.com. I forgot my own email address there for a minute, but I'd be glad to have a conversation with any of you. You know, the rumors and the gossip and the garbage gets old, guys. We're just here to help. We love the fact that we were able to help, you know, in some small way, help with this case. And it's far from over. We're going to be here every step of the way with them. But anyways, guys, I want to tell you I love you. I appreciate you. If you haven't had a chance to subscribe to my channel, please do it, and please share it. And please, because that helps more than you could ever imagine, having those subscribers and getting the word out there about our channel. So I got a text message from the daughter from Sarah, and she says, sorry for throwing that on you. I didn't know what I was going to talk about at this point. And Sarah, if you're still watching, and Megan, don't even worry about it. Don't even worry. It would have hit me the same way, no matter whether I heard about it right then or later on. So I'm glad you guys shared it. It's unfortunate that law enforcement has dropped the ball on this. And, you know, I've been doing a lot of stories lately on law enforcement. And if you haven't seen my video about the police shooting in Mesa, Arizona, go check that out. You know, it was awful, but and viewer discretion is advised, but they're not always our friends. And I'm not saying, I'm not a cop basher. I'm not a cop hater. I'm really not. I have a lot of friends and family who are cops, but let's face it, there's a lot who just simply don't do their jobs, and it's frustrating. And I can't imagine being in a situation that they're in, feeling like law enforcement really dropped the ball. So let's hope they get their act together moving forward. And I don't want to be here bashing anybody, guys. I don't want that to be my style. It's not what I started out doing. It's not what I ever want to do, but I will call a spade any day of the week. So anyways, guys, have a wonderful night. And until next time, please stay safe, be aware of your surroundings, and God bless all of you. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.